Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over the Johto team that I used. I pretty much used this all at the end of last season to get back onto the leaderboards. You know, it was plus like 200 points using this team. I used a lot of other teams before this, but this was the team I really settled on, so I wanted to start the season pretty strong, and I have a 80% win rate going into rank 15. So, or no, wait. I think I had an 80% win rate going into rank 13 with this team. So I also tried some open league, and I didn't have Ariados at the end of last season, so I have it now. And yeah, we'll be using that, and I've been using it in open, like I said. So my cargo lead, obviously this is really bad, but you can get one Dragon Tail underneath the Incinerate, and then I just switched to Wobbuffet. So my Wobbuffet is fully ranked thanks to the last little event or whatever. So as long as return is neutral, return's going to be doing a lot more damage than Mirror Coat. But if Mirror Coat's super effective against those fighter types or against the Ariados, so the poison types, then you're definitely going to want to go with that route. So against Meganium, again, we're going to be going for return, but I'm also trying to get some shields back, and I end up throwing this Mirror Coat just to do damage, actually. This isn't even going to get a shield. I just want to do some damage to this, and they might throw another move before I get to a Mirror Coat. Awesome. They're going to be out of energy. Well, they still have an energy excess here. Meganium is actually one of the really tough things for this team to face because Meganium kind of can beat everything, but I know this is just a Frenzy Plant, so I'm just going to take this. If it was if there was even a chance that this is an Earthquake, I'd probably go for the shield. But at this rate, now we're looking to... Oh, they bring in Poliwag. So, both of the Poliwag, Politoed. So both of these are obviously really good against the Steelix, so it's going to be tough. But I make the decision to come in with the Azumarill here, and then I'm going to double shield. I actually end up getting double baited here, which is really, really bad. The only thing is I know that Magcargo doesn't really do any damage to Azumarill. So at this point, I think I'm going to try to bait the shields because I know they're going to start shielding no matter what here. So I go for the Ice Beams, try to get a little bit of extra energy. Hopefully this matchup's going to be really close. And the whole reason I switched out of Steelix is because Politoed gets to his moves way too quickly. And so I'd rather that damage just be thrown into Azumarill, soak that energy up, and then go for a Steelix against Magcargo there in the end, which is going to be exactly what I wanted to happen, because the Incinerates, while they do a lot of damage, without the overheat, it's not going to be too devastating there, as your Dragon Tails are also doing a lot of damage. Now, I don't have any sort of charge attacks that can do non-resisted damage, so this is actually a little tough, but I'm going to just do a couple more, and then I tried to, you saw I threw one, waited a second, and tried to switch, but they caught me there. But the thing is, they won't even get to a move here because I'll just be able to farm it all the way down. And we win with them keeping a shield. So, all right, game 2 here. Azumarill, another really bad lead. So I think in this set, I lose the lead 4 times. So this should show the strength of the team in adversity. So they end up switching out into Sudowoodo. This is weird to me. They probably should have just stayed in Azumarill, which also probably means that Azumarill, well, yeah, I'm not too sure, because Azumarill is going to be really good against Steelix, obviously, but so is Sudowoodo, because it has Counter and Earthquake. And then I just am going for the non-resisted move. Rock does resist normal, so I'm just throwing the Mirror Coats at this, and I can probably just farm this all the way down. Even if this is an Earthquake, it definitely doesn't KO. So I'm going for the farm down, have a little bit of energy going into the next matchup. We're actually up shields as well, so this was a bit of a weird switch in. Then they show that they have Umbreon. Obviously, this is some sort of misclick. Umbreon is actually one of the few counters to Wobbuffet here in this league, or in Johto Cup, I should say, and it's a really hard counter. So whenever I have an unfavorable lead, for Steelix, and then I safe swap into Wobbuffet, and they safe swap into Umbreon, that's usually going to be a really hard game. The hardest possible games are something like Meganium with Azu and Umbreon in the back. Those are just almost impossible games to win. But back to this game, they actually switch back into Azumarill here. This can only really be an Ice Beam. They swapped out on 6, so it's either an Ice Beam or a Play Rough, and if it's an Ice Beam, I don't care. Or if it's a play rough, I don't care. If it's an ice beam, okay, it's okay damage. But I do try to get that resist drop. We do end up getting a shield advantage here, which is great. Because I know that I just have to shield only the Azu on Azu matchup. And I'll be really good going into that Umbreon. Umbreon obviously doesn't do too much damage to Azumarill. One thing you do have to note in the Umbreon matchups, I've actually almost lost a few where they're running Psychic and I get debuffed on the very first Psychic. So when you get debuffed on the first Psychic, the third one will KO you. So that is something to note. Don't get too greedy and over farming or allowing them to over farm too much. I'm going to take the damage here, and I'm going to go for the full farm down. I still have a sack swap of Steelix there in the back. And they bring in Umbreon. I actually throw this play rough, but in my mind, I wanted to throw the Ice Beam because they're going to shield this no matter what. But they end up not even shielding it, so it's whatever. I can go for the farm down here. And even if it KOs me, I can farm it down with Steelix. But I'm not in range of getting play rough. I actually have a rank 1 Azu that I really haven't had a ton of usage of. So now I'm using it. Anyways, Mad Card Go, you know the drill. Take one, switch in. Now, Jump Pluff is actually really good against Wobbuffet as well. Wobbuffet, not terrible against Jump Pluff, but you will lose this matchup. Unless you want to go down shields, and they don't want to go down shields, then you're okay. But Acrobatics is just such a strong move. They actually go for Energy Ball here, which I thought was interesting. I think they tried to go for that defense drop because I think they end up going for Acrobatics right here. And then I think they end on an Energy Ball again, which so they must have some sort of strategy in mind against Wobbuffet, which great for this trainer having a strategy like that, because I was caught unawares here. And I actually end up throwing this Mirror Coat because, oh wait, we don't get KO'd by any move here. I think this is going to be an Acrobatics and then into an Energy Ball. But I go for this Mirror Coat hoping that we'll get the shield. I think they counted right, and they definitely didn't shield. So a little scary for Wobbuffet here. They still throw this move, which is great for me. And then I get super greedy here, and I'm thinking to myself, can I KO it in 4 bubbles? And this is, I honestly, I think this is a winning play. Then I figured out I couldn't do it, and then I swapped into Steelix, and now this is definitely losing. But because they're just going to come back in with a Mad Cargo. But, you know, it's okay. I mean, I got a little greedy. I think their Backmon ends up being Lantern. So I really needed to get greedy. I guess we'll see here in a second. I'm not going to shield anything that Mad Cargo does. This Rock Tomb's not going to be too bad. Although it is reducing our damage output here. And I go for this, hoping that it KOs here. This is right under the next move, but unfortunately, oh no, we do get the perfect farm down, but it is Lantern in the back, and that's just GG there. Lantern is a really tough mon for this team as well. Steelix on Lantern's okay. Wobbuffet on Lantern is pretty good. Azumarill lead, okay, like I said, in this set, I'm just trying to show you one of the harder sets that I played, so we lost every single lead this set. And, yeah, they come in with Skarmory here. Now, Skarmory does lose to Wobbuffet, I believe, in the 1s and probably not the 0s, but in the 1s. So them throwing that Ice Beam there is going to solidify them having a win here in this secondary matchup. Now, one thing I'm already thinking about is how many returns can I get off? And what am I going to try to farm down with? Probably going to be Steelix, to be honest. But I could also see coming in with Azumarill, starting to try to get the lead. The same thing I did in the last game against Jump Pluff. And now I'm going to see if I can get a shield with this Mirror Coat. Because they're trying to farm me down, and if I can get some sort of advantage here, I'm going to be so good. And they actually end up just letting it go. And I actually didn't know if that would KO. But anyways, they come in with their Azu. I come in with my Azu. This is best case scenario at this point. I don't know exactly what they have in the back, but I imagine Steelix is going to be good against it in a classic ABB scenario. In an ABA where the back is something like, I don't know, what's another Watermon? Is Castform in this? I don't remember. But hopefully what's in the back is like an electric. That's what I usually am hoping for. And it is Ampharos. Oh man, it's a Shadow Ampharos, and I remember this game, I kind of messed up, but I have such a huge lead that the mess up doesn't matter that much. But this is a really good shield, and then I'm counting 1, 2, 3, and I throw my move, we lose CMP, and then I start getting flustered, and this can happen to anyone, even the best of us. And I decide to shield, but this was not at all ever possible to be another Focus Blast, but I really just wanted to get that. Now, the good thing here is we're not really, they've already shown Play Rough and Ice Beam, so we're not really content that none of these moves really hurt Steelix. So I'm just going to stay in, do as many crunches as possible, hopefully get a defense drop at some point, and then switch back into my own Azumarill. Now, opponent definitely lost count of our moves as well because they end up shielding both of these crunches. Maybe one of those crunches could have been a Earthquake, but I definitely couldn't get to an Earthquake and a crunch there in that amount of time. But that's going to be GG here. I probably can just end up, I probably will end up farming this down before I even get to the next move. Unless they're super far ahead of an energy. Oh, I lose CMP because I have the rank 1. But they're so low, I think 2 Dragon Tails, since Dragon Tails resist, double resisted, 2 Dragon Tails should probably KO this. Now, the timer, you see there, a lot of our games did go to time. Wobbuffet's just a very slow, bulky mon. Yeah. So, this is against Lantern. Now, there is something interesting. I don't know this exact matchup, but it seems like if they double bait and I double shield and they get, I think, 2 moves in, they actually get to the Hydro Pump in the end. So that's not great, obviously. I end up going for the baits here. They don't fall for it. That's fine. I don't care that much. What I can do is shield this. This is, again, back up to Hydro Pump range. And if they throw a Hydro Pump, I'll probably try to go for a farm down. I believe it takes 10 to get to Hydro Pump. So end up getting the full farm down and have down 2 shields, which is not great. They come in Meganium, though, when I have full energy here, and I most likely am going to make it to 3 crunches, as long as they don't sneak any moves in here. So I do get to 3 crunches for sure here. They don't shield the first one. They don't shield the second one. I don't get any defense drops, which sucks. And then I'm going to get this crunch off, and now I know they're at 6, so I'm going to try to switch into Wobbuffet here to catch something, and this should probably get a shield as well. So, going to be able... Oh, we finally get the defense drop. It just doesn't matter. All right, it's a Skarmory with Steel Wing, which actually is pretty good in this meta, I think. So, Steel Wing, going to be doing faster damage. It's a 2-turn move rather than a 3-turn move of Air Slash. And going to be doing extra damage against things that double resist flying, I guess. So, yeah, still same thing on our end. We just go for the returns. It's pretty easy to play Wobbuffet. I am still in the, I mean, I've been trying to best buddy this thing for 3 months. I think I'm probably 60 stars away, something like that. So maybe 3 days of hardcore or like 2 weeks of just barely feeding it and walking. So next time Johto's around, I'll have a best buddy Wobbuffet, but not yet. But I am glad to actually have completed it. At the end of last season, I did not complete Wobbuffet. I had been running at 48, but we got the Wobbuffets in the Johto tour, and then with the XL trading, was able to finally get it to 50. So now I am out of dust. Like I said, I made an area dose. I actually finished a Steelix for Ultra League, and I finished my Clefable, which it's been a while for Ultra League as well. It's been level 49.5 for a while, but I hadn't seen any. It's been a long time since we had Clefairy in the wild, I guess. So that's the team. You saw I lost a lot of leads. Like I said, I lost almost all my leads there in that set. Went 4-1. Meganium is the real crux of this team. Meganium lead is very difficult. Obviously, if they end up throwing Meganium in the back against Wobbuffet, that's great. Or if they safe swap into Meganium, I should say, then I get to in the Wobbuffet. So again, Steelix seems really good. I finally able to use that Azu, and then I think Wobbuffet is the safest swap in Johto. So thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.